Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Master. You all reached safely?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Long drive.
By 11:30 we reached home.
Requires a lot of tolerance.
Yeah, Prabhuji. 3 days continuous driving.
Okay. Anyone remember till which verse we covered? I know in the middle of
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam Chandan ji.
Chandan Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I know it's difficult to remember, but by any chance does anyone remembers?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Deepika Mataji, Dandavat. Do you remember where we ended?
I think 13th slide.
6.35.
Here?
6. Yeah.
No, Prabhuji, not this one.
Should be 7.
Prabhuji, practice and detachment 6.35.
No, we started 7 chapter, right?
It's 6.47. I have written Prabhuji. After that, I did not written actually.
So it's somewhere in 7th chapter. Did we cover this verse where? Okay, let us see. We began with everywhere, and then earth, water, fire,
Yes,
air, ether,
this was
mind,
completed, Prabhuji.
है ना? Then the living entities are superior energy of Krishna.
Yeah, completed, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, this was completed.
Yeah, I think from here, 13th, Prabhuji, we need to start.
From here, did we cover this exam?
No.
One can be the cause of big skyscraper, big building, but one cannot be the cause of big universe.
No, Prabhuji, we
No.
didn't cover this one.
So I think. All right. Thank you for helping me. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Ramayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Pute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpataru Kripa Sindhu Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Kaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukhum karoti vachalam pangum langayate Yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwara. Okay. Okay. So we are continuing the 7th chapter. This is the first chapter in the section of Bhakti Yoga. The acronym for this chapter is HEAD. HEAD. H stands for hearing, and we discuss how by hearing about the Lord, one can develop attraction for Him. Saw the example of Rukmini. We saw the example of Devavati. As they heard about Krishna, they became attracted, even though they never met Krishna. Then we discussed about also in when Krishna met gopis, Krishna said, "I cannot be known by uh, one cannot develop attraction to me by my physical presence, but by hearing about me, one can develop attraction towards me." So that was H, and we also saw that uh, the more we hear, the more uh, we develop the taste for hearing. This is mentioned by Narad Muni. He said, I was hearing for Bhakti Vedantas, and the more I was hearing, the more I was becoming attracted to hearing. And the more we hear, Srimad Bhagavatam says, the mode of passion and mode of ignorance are removed slowly, slowly. Sometimes people ask how to overcome uh, anger, how to overcome greed, how to overcome lust. Now, anger is because of result of mode of ignorance. Lust and greed is because of mode of passion. So, I mean, one option is to tolerate, but by tolerating the desires will not go away. But by hearing about Krishna, one comes to mode of goodness. When one comes to mode of goodness, the lower modes will go away. So hearing has huge benefit. Even Krishna, even it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, that the Lord is sitting in our heart. And the moment he notices that this devotee has developed eagerness to hear about me, the Lord immediately removes all material contamination from our heart. In other words, he purifies the heart of a person who has developed eagerness towards for hearing about the Lord. Then the next part is E. E stands for everywhere, where Krishna begins by saying earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. We discussed last week, it goes from gross all the way to subtle. Um, they are all my separated material energies. Earth, water, fire, air, ether is gross material energy, and mind, intelligence, ego is subtle material energy, because none of the senses can perceive them, mind, intelligence, ego. And as we grow more and more subtle in our spiritual life, to that extent we can recognize mind, intelligence, and ego within us also. These are my separated material energies, and the living entity, the spirit souls, are my superior energy. And that brings us to number 6. Okay, please keep reading in notation.
Yes, Prabhuji. Can I start?
Yes, please. Please start.
Yes. All created beings have their sources in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Known for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution. A fragmental part and parcel of Lord, namely the living entity, may be the cause of a big skyscraper, a big factory, or even a big city, but he cannot be the cause of a big universe. The cause of big universe is the big soul or the super soul, and Krishna, the Supreme, is the original cause of all causes.
We cannot create a universe. We are part of the universe. We can create a car, a home, big building, aeroplane, but we cannot create a universe. So that the cause of the universes and the creation has to be someone beyond us, and that Prabhupada says is the super soul. And this is what Krishna is telling here. Everything, all created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual, I am both the origin and dissolution. This material world, um, if you this material world is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, and the spirit soul. That's all, nothing else. That covers everything in this material world. Everything is either matter Even the body is earth, water, fire, air, ether, and then the soul, and the covering of the soul is mind, intelligence, ego. These are subtle elements, rest everything is gross element. So everything has its source in these two natures, material and spiritual. Soul is spiritual, rest all is material. And Krishna is telling all that is material and all that is spiritual, I am the source. I am the origin and I am the dissolution. Um, um, I think we covered this. I think so. I think this is the last slide we covered. Okay. Uh, Someone can read this.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
All right.
In the purport, it is given, and Krishna, the Supreme, is the cause of both big and the small souls. So, what do you mean by big and small souls? Like, what is the difference between big and small souls?
Big soul is referred to super soul. Super soul is expansion of Krishna. And small soul, Prabhupada is referring to all living entities. Is that all right?
Thank you. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Someone can read this. Sridhar Prabhu, Navya Mataji, maybe we both can begin.
O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me, as pearls on a thread.
Mhm.
Prabhuji, can you mute everybody?
Yeah. I just
Prabhuji is there. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did. Okay, thank you. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on thread. This very simple, just like we didn't cover this.
No,
Some
Prabhuji.
okay, then I am confused.
Yeah, I just marked it like we covered till 7.4.
Okay, thank you for confirming. Okay, so just like a pearl string, just like we have this necklace, just like a pearl string, only the pearls are visible, the thread is not visible. Likewise, we only see matter. We see the universe, we see the stars, we see the moons, but we don't see who is holding all these things together. Um, that string, Krishna is telling, everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Even Krishna mentions in 15th chapter the same thing, that the planets stay in orbit because of my energy. And here Krishna is telling there is no truth superior to me. This is also very nice, like Srila Prabhupada gave an example that we have a father, our father had a father, they had a father, then those fathers have their father, they have their father. So you keep going up to an extent when you say, well, this person does not have a source, or in other words, he has no truth superior to him. Means beyond him there is nothing else to be known, and that is called supreme absolute truth. That's why supreme absolute truth is more concrete definition of God than others, that he has no truth superior to me. Even Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first verse, ends with Satyam Param Dhimahi. Satyam Param. Satyam is truth, Param, the supreme truth. There is no truth superior to him. Satyam Param Dhimahi. And A. Krishna is mentioning the same thing. There is no truth superior to me. Okay, please keep reading.
Hare Krishna. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound of ether and the ability in a man.
I am the taste of water, the light of sun and moon, the syllable Om, I was discussing this verse with one Western person, and he said, "Oh, so Om, the people who chant Om, they're also chanting Krishna indirectly." I said, "Yes, Om is not different from Krishna. Krishna says, I am Om in the Vedic mantras." Then he said, "Okay, then I will go and tell my yoga teacher also." At the same time, why Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Om, usually people who worship Krishna in a form of Brahman as impersonal, who worship Brahman form of the Lord, they worship him through Om. And those who want Bhagwan realization, um, or the Supreme Personality, who are attracted to the Supreme Personality and the pastime Supreme Personality, they chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said the Supreme Lord can be realized as Brahman, as Paramatma, as Bhagavan. As Brahman, he is impersonal. He is energy. Um, um, he is without a form. Then higher than that is Paramatma realization, that the Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. Um, um, mm, and then higher than that is Bhagavan realization, that the Lord is performing his pastimes up in the spiritual world. So those who want Bhagavan realization, the devotees of the Lord, they chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Those who just want Brahman realization and they have no idea about spiritual world, um, they chant Om. But nonetheless, both are Krishna only. I am the sound in ether and I am the ability in man. Okay. Just before this, Krishna explained how um, the source of creation is Krishna, whether it is the living entities, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, everything material, everything spiritual, the source is Krishna. And in these next 2-3 verses, Krishna is explaining how he is within the creation. That like one time, um, when Prabhupada came to America, um, some of the people were very much attached to alcohol because that was the culture in America. They drink alcohol like water. And Prabhupada said, well, whenever you drink alcohol, know that the taste of alcohol is Krishna. Because most of the alcohol is also water in a way. So Prabhupada could infuse Krishna even in that situation. That's an expert preacher. Um, unless one is mature to that extent, one may not have the intelligence how to give Krishna to each and everyone. Like Narad Muni is an expert preacher. Narad Muni, when he met Valmiki, Valmiki was he was a hunter, and he would kill humans also. Very very cruel person. And Narad Muni showed him the vision. Well, if you kill these animals, then he saw in a vision all the animals waiting for him in the next life. Um, and they are waiting for the hunter Valmiki to die, so that they can take revenge from the hunter. Um, so hunter became very much scared. Now Narad Muni is a Mahabhagavad devotee. Um, so he can give that vision to Valmiki. And Valmiki said, what should I do? And Narad Muni said, well, chant the name of the Lord. Um, the simplest name of the Lord to chant is Rama. Krishna is more syllables, but Rama is most easiest name. So Narad Muni told him, you chant the name of Rama. And he could not pronounce Rama. It's so easy to pronounce Rama because it is described that because of so much sinful activity, he was very cruel, and because of killing animal, he was harsh. He has harsh speech. He would become angry. He would be short-tempered. So he had all these qualities, um, and he was so sinful that he could not chant the name of Rama. Then Narad Muni said, well, uh, um, Narad Muni understood because he's so simple, he cannot chant the name of Rama. So he told Valmiki, okay, why don't you chant Mara? Mara. So this person, he could not chant the name of Rama, but he could chant Mara. Mara. And uh, there is no possibility of giving him a mantra. So Narad Muni said, just keep chanting Mara Mara Mara. So when Mara 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 goes in that way, then there is continuous Rama also being spoken. And that two syllables Rama purified him and made a great devotee of Lord Ram. Even there is a story of a Muslim who was dying because of uh, something wrong happened, and he was cursing. Some animal came and he was about to kill this Muslim, and this Muslim became very much annoyed and frustrated, and he blasphemed that animal by calling haram. Haram is a, a blasphemous word, a bad word kind of, to curse kind of, and that haram had Ram in it, and so he also was delivered because of chanting the name of haram, just like Ajamil, when he chanted the name of Narayana, he was delivered. So my spiritual master today morning I was hearing the lecture, and he was telling Narad Muni was an expert preacher. That's why he could infuse even um, he could purify even Valmiki. He was such a sinful person. But um, some people may criticize him that why you are giving him the name of Mara. How can you say like this? This is nowhere written in scriptures to chant the name of Mara. No acharyas have said to chant the name of Mara. So people, there are always people who will criticize for whatever you do. But Narad Muni, because he was the main, my spiritual master in the morning I was hearing, so it is fresh in my mind. So my spiritual master was telling that the main thing is compassion. That's the essence. And Narad Muni has that. He was feeling for the sense of Valmiki. So he told him the exact medicine that was needed for Valmiki. And he chanted name of Mara Mara Mara. And to an extent that Ramayana was revealed to him. That kind of devotee he became. Okay. So I am the sound in ether, and I am the ability in man. Okay. Someone can read this.
The original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in the fire, and the life of
Okay,
the.
I think if if you all read quickly, we save time.
Yes, Prabhuji. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics.
Mm. Again, same principle continued. How Krishna is within the creation. The fragrance of earth is Krishna. Even when we smell a flower, that fragrance is Krishna. I am the heat and the fire. I am the life of all that lives, the penance of all ascetics. Okay, maybe Shweta Mataji, if you're around.
O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
Mm. The intelligence of intelligent. If we are, this leaves no um, no room for anyone in this in the world becoming proud for one's ability and intelligence, for what he or she can do, for how intelligent a person is. Krishna is telling, I am the intelligence of the intelligent, I am the ability of the man, I am the prowess of a powerful man. So again, how Krishna is within the creation. Okay, Srinivas Prabhu, Padma Mataji, one by one.
Yeah, Prabhuji. O son of Pardha, no, Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
I think I repeated this slide. Okay, Prabhu, go ahead and read this.
Yeah. Deluded by my illusory energy, that is Maya, the whole world does not know me, who who am above the modes and inexhaustible.
So this is last couple of slides in this section where Krishna is telling, although I am the source of all material and I am the source of everything spiritual, um, and although I am within the creation, uh, still people don't know me. And Krishna is telling that is because of my illusory energy, Maya. One time, one Mataji asked me that, Prabhuji, if Krishna is telling that he is source of everything, then why don't the whole world know Krishna? I said Krishna has told that also in the next verse. Because of Maya Shakti, deluded by my illusory potency, Maya, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Now, Maya is compared to like a curtain. Um, if the curtain is closed, you go to the temple, then you cannot see their lordship. But once the curtain open, you can see Radha and Krishna, deities. So likewise, when we are covered by this illusory energy, we cannot see the Lord. We cannot see the Lord. Um, Maya. The word ma means not, and ya means that is. So Maya means that which is not, that which is not, or that which is false, or that which is illusory. That's the word Maya means. In Sanskrit, ma also means not. Like we say, karmani vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't be attached to the result of your activities. So ma means not there. And because of this Maya covering, the word does not know me, who is above the most and inexhaustible. Okay. Padma Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Laughing as laughing, laughing as the ice cream truck music grows louder. Don't take ice cream. This is Maya. Come on, enjoy me. Come on, enjoy me. He says it musically and laughs. As soon as you enjoy, you become entrapped. That's all. Just like fishing tackle, the fisherman throws the bait and invites the fish. Come on, enjoy me. Come on, enjoy me. And as soon as the fish tries to enjoy her finished, Prabhupada imitates the choking sound of a hooked fish. And then the fisherman looks at the fish and says, "Where will you go now? Come on into my bag. Yes, I will fry you nicely."
This is a nice, loving talk in a comic way of Srila Prabhupada with some of his disciples. And Prabhupada saw one ice cream truck, and they were having some nice music, and they will go down the road and come back, and down the road and come back. And Prabhupada said, "What is this?" They said, "Prabhupada, they are selling ice cream." So why nice music is just to advertise and attract people. And Prabhupada said that's how Maya works. I mean, not that Prabhupada is against devotees eating ice cream, but he's making an he's relating Maya. So ice cream truck is calling and selling, "Come and enjoy the ice cream." And as soon as we enjoy, we become entrapped. Um, um, so likewise, just like um, a fish may be attracted to a small piece of food, and when a fish eats it, what the fisherman does, this fishing rod has a hook. That hook is stuck to the palate of the fish, and the fisherman pulls it out. So when we are attracted to object of senses in this world, um, then we are incriminated in the material energy. And what Maya there is the material energy promises that if you get the things that you are desiring, which are against scriptures, then you will be happy. Um, you will be satisfied. And the moment we try to gain those things, the result is contradictory. Like Krishna says, by contact of the senses with the object of the senses, dukkha is produced, misery is produced. But material energy makes us feel that if I enjoy, then I'll become happy. And that's how she traps us. Okay. Uh, Yugenda Prabhu, Pravina Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
This one.
Hare Krishna.
The secret, this secret we are missing. We are thinking we shall be happy by trying to satisfy our senses directly. Krishna consciousness means don't try to satisfy your senses directly. Try to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Automatically your senses will be satisfied. Your senses will be satisfied. This is the secret of Krishna consciousness. This word Maya means that which is not. Ma, not ya, this. Mahamaya, the Lord's illusionary energy, makes that which is not seem real. She deludes those who want to enjoy independent of God into forgetting their true identity as souls, as eternal servitors of God. She allures them with various proposals for material enjoyment until they become fed up and finally turn back to God and His long loving service.
Hmm. So, what is the secret? The secret is um, we are thinking we shall be happy by trying to satisfy our senses directly. Krishna consciousness means don't try to satisfy your senses directly, try to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Automatically, your senses will be satisfied. So, the secret is we cannot become happy by trying to enjoy material things in this world, but we can become happy by serving Krishna. That is a secret. You hear about Krishna, you read about Krishna, you chant Krishna's name, then we become happy. That's a secret. That secret everyone is missing. Because everyone is thinking that now I have chanted 16 rounds, those who are devotees also, now I need some change. Let me watch some movie, let me go to some shopping, let me go to some restaurants, or let me enjoy this pleasure, that pleasure through my senses, through the eyes, through the ears, through the nose, through the skin sense of touch, and through the tongue by taste. Um, Now let me enjoy. And that's what incriminates us. When we try to enjoy independent of Krishna, um, we are incriminated by material energy. But if we dedicate our life in such a way that every time we are only trying to give pleasure to Krishna, Krishna consciousness offers varieties of activities that one can do. One can cook for Krishna, one can have deities and take care of deities at home. That itself takes some time. One can read about Krishna, one can chant, one can take care of the family with understanding they are Krishna's family. So there are wide varieties of Krishna conscious activities. But if we somehow dedicate our life only keeping Krishna in the center. Like sometime there is a lecture, the myth of balance. There is no balance. There is 10% Krishna conscious or not. Um, Bhagavad Gita wants us, Bhagavad Gita says, um, Mar mana bhavan bhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. Become my devotee, always think of me. He does not say sometime think of me and sometime it's okay. So that's where it is said that we are either with Krishna or we are with Maya. These are only two options we have. If any time we are not with Krishna, then by default we are with Maya. By default. Um, um, that's why Nectar of Instruction, another book by Rupa Goswami, he says the goal is um, 24-hour engagement in Krishna consciousness. And Krishna even says, Avyabhicharini Bhakti Yogena Sevate. Avyabhicharini means unfailing in all circumstances. Then we become free from Maya. and that's what makes us happy. When sometimes even devotees ask if if there is no karma for devotees, then why devotees are suffering? Well, it's true. There is no karma for devotees, but are we devotees? Devotees means 100% Krishna conscious. When we are not Krishna conscious, the moments we are not Krishna conscious, we are creating karma for ourselves also, and we are acting in illusory energy also. The same, the same things will act, same anxiety, and suffering. Everything will act in the same way. It's just either Krishna or Maya, and that free will we always own. So that is a secret. When we think by trying to act independent of Krishna, I need I need something else other than Krishna, immediately Maya will capture us. And that thought process, um, I am okay, some Krishna and rest not needed. That thought process um, 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 that will bind us. And the secret that we are missing is just by pleasing Krishna, I can be happy. I can be supremely happy. Krishna consciousness is blissful. Even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Susukham Avyayam, joyfully performed. Krishna consciousness is joyfully performed. Okay, and it seems real. Prabhupada says, illusory energy seems real. It seems if I enjoy these things, I'll be happy. It seems so real. Same thing, incriminators. Same thing. So she deludes us. She deludes us when we want to enjoy independent of Krishna. Um, she allures them with various proposals for material enjoyment. Um, um, Material enjoyment. She allures. Yeah, yeah. If you if you see this, eat this, or touch this, or etc., you'll be happy. She allures people like that, and then she traps us. Um, just like a fish, the moment you are in her grip, then Prabhupada says, now you come and I will fry you. That's exactly what she does. It's not an exaggeration. Um, um, this Durga Devi is actually the controller of this material world, and his three, she has a trishul. Um, this three, um, limbs of the trishul, they are compared to three modes. So the moment we are captured by the illusory thoughts that by my endeavor I can become happy materially, what she does is she, Durga Devi, puts that Trishul into our heart. Um, or that Trishul putting into our heart means we are immediately bound by mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness. We immediately come under three modes, and then it continues our uh, desires and stay in the cycle of birth and death. We desire, we form new and newer impressions and decide the next birth. Okay, so there is only one way. There is only one way to get out of this material illusion. It is not easy. One has to practice. There is no other way. There is only one way, that is unfailing devotional service. Srila Prabhupada said, it's very easy to come out of three modes. If you just give up that desire to enjoy, if you convert your desire to enjoy to desire to serve Krishna. Desire to serve Krishna means I like this activity, but Krishna does not like, so I will not do it. Then you are free from Maya. But the moment you say, I like this activity, I'm attached to it, but Krishna doesn't want it, but that's okay. Immediately we'll be captured by Maya. And lot of difficulties we have to face because of this. And then we will say, why I don't have taste in chanting, why spiritual life I'm not feeling much connected, why I don't feel connected to devotees, why, because of this. We are giving mind a chance. We are telling mind, mind says, I want it. Intelligence says, this is not Krishna conscious. Mind says, it's okay, I want it. Then, when that's what Krishna says in 6th chapter, one must use the mind to elevate oneself. Mind is a tool. Don't let your mind overpower you and degrade you, because it is the mind which is actually the cause of our next birth. Mind is tricky. If you train the mind, if you train the mind to remember Krishna, same mind will take you back home, back to Godhead. But if you allow the mind to be loose, then just like a child, if in the beginning you're not strict with the child, you let the child do whatever it does. He may go for smoking, go for drinking, and he may develop these loose habits, and you are not strict with the child will create problems for you throughout the life. Throughout the life, the child will make you suffer because of the wrong things he is doing. You'll be put into trouble again and again. But if you are strict with the child and teach him the right principles in a nice way, by explanations, then the child will be a cause of your happiness throughout the life. So likewise, one must train the mind. One must train the mind. We saw, I mean, it will become in next chapter. Krishna says, whatever one remembers at the time of death, that decides the next birth. So we have to train the mind to always remember Krishna. If you're not training mind now, then there is a good possibility we'll not be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. Yeah. Okay. Uh, who is the next one?
Me.
Pravina Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Out of 3,000 thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Very, very rare. Very, very rare to develop attraction to Krishna. Very, very rare to know Krishna. Very, very rare. Um, out of thousands, some may endeavor, and among many, many those who endeavor, hardly one knows Krishna. So it's not easy to know Krishna. See, the Srila Prabhupada said Maya is very strong. Maya is very strong. Illusory energy is very strong. And that's why um, regular chanting, hearing, it's like slowly it will give us strength to fight with Maya. In the beginning, a person is very weak in front of this strong illusory energy, but more chanting, hearing, association will give us strength. Okay, now uh, uh, those who have not read,
Prabhuji, the previous shloka is from Bhagavatam.
no, from Bhagavad Gita, Prabhuji. This one, right? I have not written a number. I think it's 7th chapter only, but it's just comes in the beginning. I found it appropriate, so I put it here. I think it's third or fourth shloka.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. Shavan Prabhu,
Yeah, I can
Arjun.
read.
Okay, go ahead, Prabhu.
This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
And Krishna also says that Mama Maya Duratyaya. Duratyaya means very difficult. Very difficult. My mind is powerful, Prabhuji. Mind is powerful. That's what make it Duratyaya. Even though we may know this is wrong, we may still continue doing the wrong things. So that is the power of Maya, or the power of modes. When we are in mode of ignorance, we want to do the activities of mode of ignorance. When we are in mode of passion, we are attracted to activities in mode of passion. So very difficult. Then what do I do? But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. I remember before I joined full time, I had some some habits which were not conducive to take up the renounced order, and I needed strength because in front of this strong force by the mind, I felt myself very weak and insignificant to fight that strong force within because of the three modes. And I had a picture of the Lord and picture of my spiritual master. Every time I get a thought and I felt this is an overwhelming thought, I would pay Sashtang Dandavats or offer humble obeisances to my spiritual master, the Supreme Lord, and I will pray, I can't do this. Please help me to overcome. I can't do it by myself. I don't have strength. There is even a song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and he says, "Nahi paya bala." I don't have the strength. It's a song worshipping spiritual master. I don't have the strength to chant the holy names and to deal with this material energy. So I'm running behind you, calling out Krishna, Krishna. Please bestow your grace and please bestow your mercy so I can get the strength to do the right things. So all we have to do is take a humble position, accept that I am weak. That's humility. Accept that I am weak. I cannot do it by myself. Um, take a humble position, um, accept the truth, and bow down and pray to the Lord, please help me. And then see what happens. This is exactly what Krishna is telling here. This verse is so crucial in Bhagavad Gita that should be applied in every day, every minute, every phase of our life. Because the forces are too strong. The force of anger, the force of lust, the force of pride, the force of ego. These forces are too strong. They will drag us. They are all material energy basically. They will drag us away from Krishna, and we will find ourselves without any strength to overcome these forces. And that's what Krishna is accepting here. Um, um, Mama Maya Duratyaya. It is not easy. Now imagine Krishna is telling it is so difficult. So how difficult it is for us. And Krishna understands. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam taranti te. Taranti. Taranti means you will transcend. You will go beyond it. Mam eva ye prapadyante. Prapadyante means those who surrender. If you accept the weakness that we have, bow down in front of Lord. You don't have to show anyone, you don't have to tell anyone, because by doing that you will not get the strength. Strength is something that you have to develop within you. And when you bow down and say, please help me, and then see what happens. This is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means expressing our dependence on Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. And Srila Prabhupada gave an example just like a child. In every stage, everything, uh, every minute, whenever he needs help, he calls out his mother. He can't even eat. He can't even go to use restroom. He can't even walk. He's completely helpless. If he lies at one place, he just cries. He cannot do anything. Cannot even eat, cannot cook, cannot do anything, cannot even wear clothes. Completely helpless. So why the mother is so eager to help the child? Because she knows the child is helpless. She knows the child is helpless. If the child is sleeping, I have to be near him. What if the child gets up? Then the child will cry. The child has expressed his or her dependence on the mother so much that the mother feels bound to be with the child all the time. That is Bhakti Yoga when same attitude is used for Krishna. Some devotees came for um, group chanting and morning program in the temple, and one mother took the child upstairs, and the child is sleeping, so she was alone upstairs all the time with the child. And I said, you can go and chant in the temple hall. She said, what if she wakes up? Then she needs me. So just the anticipation that the child may get up, the mother is staying with the child all the time. That much dependence the child has expressed on the mother, and the mother is bound by bound by that love. So when we express our dependence on Krishna, that I am helpless, then Krishna thinks, "Arey yaar, he is helpless, he needs me." But when we are like, Krishna, thank you very much, I am your devotee, but you can be where you are, and I can manage myself. Krishna says, all right. Then Maya comes because somebody has to be above us. We are always dependent. Then Maya comes. So, uh, if we surrender onto Krishna, then we will easily be able to cross these strong forces. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this section. Next is accept and reject. At this point of time, are there any discussions or questions? Yeah, it's an easy concept. It's something to put into practice. It's something to absorb and something to apply. Concept is easy. We all know this. But again and again, by repeating this, we are kind of training our own mind that, okay, this is what I should do. This is what I should do. Just see what happens. Just see what happens. Um, in 18th chapter, Krishna says there are unlimited obstacles for a person who is trying to make spiritual progress. There are so many obstacles. One has to cross over those obstacles in order to show our dependence on Krishna. Um, and Krishna says, by remembering me in all these situations, you will be able to overcome those obstacles just by remembering me. Okay. Another thing, um, very, very beautiful verse that is coming in my mind from um, spoken by Lord Chaitanya. It is said that even the seemingly most difficult task, which is impossible because of our attachments, impossible to overcome um, those attachments. Now, see, where are these attachments coming from? Habits, habits. We may have been doing something since our childhood, or because of bad association. Um, um, we have formed certain habits that we are doing over and over again. Now, kind of because we are conditioned, the senses are conditioned in that way, those habits are strong. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that even the things which are most difficult to overcome becomes very easy just by remembering me. Lord Chaitanya is the most merciful incarnation of the Lord, most merciful. So, by remembering Him and begging for His mercy, you will be able to overcome all the obstacles in your path of bhakti. We all know our weaknesses. It's not that we don't have weaknesses. We have our own weaknesses. We need strength. We need strength. Srila Prabhupada writes, Hriday Durbalyam, weakness of the heart. What is weakness of the heart? When I know my weakness, but I don't have the strength to overcome my weakness. That is called Hriday Durbalya. But by praying to Lord Chaitanya, see, Bhakti Yoga is simple. But like Prabhupada said, it is so simple that you will miss it. It is so simple that you will miss it. But it works. So when you bow down to Lord Chaitanya, please help me. You delivered the most fallen people. I am also one among them because of this is who I am. These are my habits, these are my activities. Um, um, but just, my dear Lord, as you delivered so many fallen people, um, please bestow the same mercy to me also. Please deliver me also. So it doesn't matter if we are the most fallen people. That's all right. That's all right. Express your dependence that just by taking shelter of the Lord, by depending on Krishna, we'll be able to overcome our weakness. And then the path to Bhakti Yoga becomes clear. I mean, when Srila Prabhupada came, he faced all these difficulties. Okay, so uh, this is the next section, accept and reject. Krishna said, I am the source of all material, all spiritual. I am the source of creation and I am within the creation. Everything is my energy. Because of material energy, um, people cannot see that. People don't accept me because they are covered by my illusory energy, the three modes, but they can overcome the three modes by surrendering onto me. And there are four kind of people who are overcome by these strong modes and they do not approach me. At the same time, there are four kind of people who approach me. So that's why accept and reject. Four kind of people who reject Krishna in spite of Bhagavad Gita mm, telling everything, still they reject Krishna. And four kind of people who accept Krishna. And that is our next discussion. Okay, so Malika Arjun, if you are there.
Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of artistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. If a mutta is advised nice instruction, he becomes angry. He does not take it. Payapanam uh, Bhujanganam Kevalam Disavardhanam. If you give milk and banana to a snake, you simply increase his poison. One day he will come. You see, I have given you milk and yes, that is my nature. Yes, you give me milk and I am prepared to kill you. This is Mudra.
So four kind of people are described who do not accept Krishna. Dushkritino Krita. Krita means meritorious work. Um, Dushkriti Dushkriti is one whose work is not meritorious or whose activities are not respected. Their work is bad. Those people who are not good, kind of. Those. Srila Prabhupada describe it as miscreants who are against the laws of God, kind of miscreants. So there are four kind. Namam Dushkritino Mura. Mura is one kind of people. They are called foolish, grossly foolish people. They don't accept Krishna. Prapadyante Naradhama. Adhama is whose consciousness are undeveloped. Adhama is whose consciousness is undeveloped. Uh, Adhama. And mm, Naradhama. Nara means human beings. Naradhama are those people whose consciousness are undeveloped. Um, or Srila Prabhupada described them as who are lowest among mankind. Um, Materially absorbed, material consciousness. They are called Naradhamas. Then Mayaya Paharita Jnana. Jnana are people who are in knowledge. Jnana. But what is the nature of their knowledge? Mayaya Paharita. Their jnana is covered by Maya. Means they seem to have some spiritual knowledge, but their spiritual knowledge is covered by illusion. Means they think they have knowledge, but they have no knowledge. They are another kind of people. I will tell couple of lines more on all these four. And then Asuram. Asura. Asura means demoniac, atheistic. Asuram, Bhavam Ashrita. Ashrita is Shrita. is surrender. Ashrita, one who does not surrender. Ashrita. Uh, so four kind of people do not surrender unto me. Those who are grossly foolish, those who are naradhamas, low consciousness, low born, maya paharita jnana, whose knowledge is covered by illusion, and asura, the demoniac people. Now, foolish people, mura, foolish people, example of foolish people is like the labor class who work very hard. They work from morning 6 a.m. till night 10 p.m. and they get um, very little paid. Foolish. Like Srila Prabhupada gives an example of Muras. Actually, give me 1 minute. I will be back, please. Okay. Uh, so Srila Prabhupada gave an example in the category of Muras. He said they are compared to ants. Ants is like a gadha. Like I used to go to Vaishno Devi. It's one of the temple in famous temple in Jammu, in Jammu Kashmir. You have to go and climb the mountain 14 kilometers. So there were asses there. These asses, these gadhas, they carry 40 kgs, 20 kg on one side, 20 kg on another side, and they go all the way up. It takes them 4 5 hours, and they carry a person on the top of them also. And then they work very hard, and then they come all the way down. They carry another 40 kgs and they go up and they go down. They keep doing it day and night, and they get little rest in the night. Then what why they are working so hard? They are working so hard to get some grass, and the grass is everywhere. There is grass everywhere. You go out, there is grass right outside the temple. Grass is everywhere, but still, um, they are so basically they work so hard for nothing. They are labor class, work from morning till late night, and Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. You can read it later on for deeper understanding that the nature of this ass is in the night they enjoy sex life with their counterpart, and when they do that, the female ass she kicks on the face of the ass. I think that's the way these ass is made, and he feels lot of pain, but because there is some sense pleasure, he's okay with that. So he works so hard for nothing, and he gets some sense pleasure on the cost of so many misery and anxiety, and he's okay with that. So these are called muras. They are foolish. Why you can be supremely blissful and happy in Krishna consciousness, but they are taking so much hard labor and pain, and you approach them to accept Krishna or to understand the value of life, they're not interested. But they are interested in working very hard for nothing, for grass. Grass means you get $10 and you work like 20 hours a day. So these are just grossly foolish people. Then the other kind of people is Naradhama. Naradhama is Adhama, as we discussed, low consciousness. Low consciousness means like scriptures explain there are 8.4 million species. Among them, 400,000 types are humans. These 400,000 types, what is the differentiation? Consciousness. Some are very elevated, like like highly spiritually realized pure devotees of the Lord, highly elevated consciousness. Some are very low, like they go to Kali temple, they kill the goat, use the goat head, make a garland, offer to Kali, and aborigines and these kind of people. So their consciousness is very low. So there are, and in between all, so there are total 400,000. Among them, Naradhamas are the lower kind. What are their activities? They are absorbed in matter. That's all, matter. They will go, they work very hard, they wear suit and tie, um, they come back in the evening, then they go to malls, then they go to restaurants, then they come back, then they enjoy the nightlife, and again they go and they work hard. Their goal is, I want to become the richest man, I want to have a very high position in the society. mm, uh, that's all. That's all. So their consciousness is simply matter. Sense gratification is the goal of their life, and those people have all the time for all these activities leading to sense gratification, but they have no time for Krishna. If you ask them, Prabhu, Bhagavad Gita classes, well, I have no time. Prabhu, can you chant? I am too busy to chant, but I can watch 10 hours movies, no problem. I can go to restaurants, no problem, but 10 minutes chanting, that is little difficult for me. So their consciousness is so absorbed in matter that they it just does not sink in. So they are called Naradhamas. Then Mayaya Paharita Jnana. Um, these are religious people, spiritual people, like so many gurus on YouTube's. Famous, this guru, that guru, that guru, that guru, that guru. And if you ask them who is God, they say, well, how does it matter who is God? You just be happy. So they speak on Ramayana, Mahabharat, on scriptures, but they have no conclusion of the scriptures. They don't know who is God. They can't tell about how to get out of illusion. Who is God? How to attain God? They don't know all these answers. Prabhupada would meet so many professors of religion. They speak on Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Quran. They speak on Mahabharata and Ramayana. Very knowledgeable. They know each and every pastime, but they don't do anything. They don't practice anything. So, and they have no conclusion. You ask them, all right, you have read anything? Who is God? Well, I don't know who is God. Then their knowledge is taken by illusion. Another example is so many commentators on Bhagavad Gita have written so many commentaries, but even they don't accept Krishna is God. Srila Prabhupada would go, he was invited in Kurukshetra. In Kurukshetra, they would have Gita Sammelan. All the authors and big teachers of Bhagavad Gita will come in Gita Sammelan. So Prabhupada was invited in 1970s, Kurukshetra, the place where Bhagavad Gita was spoken to Arjuna. Prabhupada went, there is no picture of Krishna, no picture of Arjuna. Prabhupada said, what is this nonsense? Where is the, where is the, uh, speaker of Bhagavad Gita? Where is the author of Bhagavad Gita? And instead they just put a lamp. So they did not believe that Krishna was a personality and it was actually spoken. They just believed, many of them, even the organizers. So they are called Maya Paharita Jnana. Their knowledge is simply illusion. They don't have the clear understanding. And the fourth, and if you tell these people the right understanding, this Maya Bharata Jnana, these different gurus on YouTube, you tell them, this is what Krishna is telling, just surrender onto me. They don't accept it. They don't accept it. So they are the people who reject Krishna in the name of Vedic knowledge. And the last is Asuram. Asuram we understand. They don't believe in anything supreme. They think I am the controller. There is no soul, there is no God, there is no karma. These are all asuric, demoniac people. So four kind of people don't accept Krishna. Again, grossly hardworking, work day and night for nothing, with little sense enjoyment, that too at the cost of lot of trouble. If you ask them, they are not interested. Then people who are completely materially absorbed, they have high goals, a lot of money, lot of um, wealth, fame, prestige, want to become big. And if you ask them, Prabhu, who are you? Uh, do you believe in karma? Do you believe in past life? Who is God? Uh, then they have no time for these things. So they are called Naradhamas. Apparently educated, well, Srila Prabhupada said 99.9% of people in this world are Naradhamas. Anybody who is not a devotee of Krishna lies in these four categories, one of these four categories. Either they think they know Bhagavad Gita, they are very interested in spirituality, they do so many spiritual practices, but they don't they don't have conclusion of scriptures, so their knowledge is taken by illusion. And those who are bold and say I am an atheist, that's all right. Most difficult among these four people is the third one, Maya Paharita Jnana, because these Muras and Naradhamas, these Naradhamas and Muras are in unlimited anxiety. The moment they hear Krishna Kirtan, they hear Bhagavad Gita, they feel some peace and they feel, wow, this is very nice. I think I need this. They immediately realize, because material world is full of anxiety. But this Maya Parita Jnana are very difficult people, because they think they know. Like you go and you say Bhagavad Gita. Some Indians are like that. You tell them, bro, Bhagavad Gita, yeah. Bhagavad Gita is in our culture. I know Bhagavad Gita. So they think they know. They think they know, but they have no conclusion. They don't do anything. Means they don't know. If you know Bhagavad Gita, then by now you must be really working to re-establish a relationship with Krishna. But you are still acting on a material mundane platform. So you think you know, but you don't know. That is third category of people. And then Asura. Okay, any question? Does it give you a clarity of four kind of people who do not accept Krishna?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, uh, I hope no question. Okay, and then clear, engrossed, hard workers, uncivilized people, misled intellectuals, or who knows but they are misled, they actually don't know, and demonic people. Now if you see in the picture, I mean, whoever painted this picture beautiful very clearly explains. So if you see on the left hand side of the screen, uh, the front man is grossly foolish. You see, he is carrying so much load, and from his face we can see that he is completely off. I mean, he's he's working like an ass, basically, Prabhupada says. And he has no intelligence, no time, no thought process about surrendering to Krishna. And you see this another person behind him who is wearing a cap and with a umbrella and looks like educated, wealthy, cultured people. They are called Naradhamas. His goal is to become the richest man or the biggest man or have an influence, and He's not interested in Krishna consciousness. He's only interested in he has only one goal in life: sense gratification. Full stop. That's his only goal. Sense gratification can come by becoming the richest man, by becoming the most popular, or whatever. But there is only one goal. I want to become the best sense gratifier. That's all. So they don't accept Krishna. And you see the third person, he looks like very educated. He is reading some scriptures, and he's telling, and he's speaking also. He's preaching also. Seems like seems like very knowledgeable, um, but his knowledge is taken by illusion. Maya Paharita Dhyana. And the fourth one is, anyways, a crazy fellow. From his face, we can see nobody is listening to him, frustrated. And he says, from his color of the dress, black means ignorance. Black signifies ignorance. Yeah, demoniac. There is no God. I am God. That's what he is telling. So these four kind of people do not accept Krishna. Now there are four kind of humble souls. Four kind of people who accept Krishna. Okay, I think this is the last section we'll cover. Uh, uh, who will read? Who has not read? Sri Lakshmi Mata.
Yes. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. You can read.
Yeah. O best among the Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and who is searching for knowledge of the absolute.
So these are the four kind of people who are good people, who actually come approach Krishna. And they are the distressed, the desire of wealth, who need money, who are distressed or frustrated, inquisitive. Um, Inquisitive means want to know about Bhagavad Gita in an authentic way. They're inquisitive. They may still have material consciousness, but they have somewhere they have desire to grow. They want to understand Krishna. They want to progress. So they are very good people, inquisitive. And the last is who is searching for knowledge. Now, little bit example of these to help us understand. This is an example of very famous story. Um, there was a king. His name was King Indradumna. Indradumna. Indradumna Maharaj. Um, he was meditating on Lord Vishnu. He was a very nice devotee of Lord Vishnu. And when he was meditating, he was unconscious, basically, because he was deep in meditation. One sage happened to come there. And now, the Vedic culture, as soon as the sage comes or a saintly person, he is well received with honor, respect, prasadam, water. He is received nicely. So the sage came, and the king did not receive him. It was not a fault of a king. It's just the king was in meditation. But the sage became angry, that what kind of king you are? Um, you are the king. You are supposed to set the best example, follower of Vedic scriptures, and you don't even know how to receive guests and how to receive sages. Your consciousness is so dull, like a hathi, gaj, like an elephant. So I curse you to become an elephant. Wow. And King Indradyumna got a body of an elephant. And there was another Gandharva. He was a Gandharvas are heavenly people on the heavenly planets, like the demigods. They are very expert in singing. And this Gandharva was um, also he offended a sage, and he was also cursed, and he ended up in becoming a crocodile. So there and now here we are. This elephant was not an ordinary elephant. He was the king of all elephants, because previously he was the king of the planet Earth. Uh, he had lot of whole praja with him. So he, all the elephant and his wife, the queen elephant, his kids, and all the servant elephants, they all saw this beautiful lake in the heavenly planets, and they wanted to come and do some water sporting. In water sport, they take lot of water in their when they're swooned, lot of water gallons, and they throw at each other and they bathe each other. So it's they were having so much fun, all their family members, and they all were throwing water and laughing and making sounds and dancing. And suddenly what happened? From nowhere, under the water, this crocodile came and tightly held the front foot of the king of elephant Gajendra, and Gajendra started to bleed profusely. This his the queen elephant, the kids elephant, and all the servants, they became very scared because there may be so many crocodiles. Who knows? So when they saw the suffering firsthand of the king, and that this king was he was very powerful, but because he was in the water, he was kind of helpless. Just like if any one of you have been to water, you may be very powerful, but in the water your power is significantly reduced because that's not your territory. In land you can be powerful, in water you are helpless. So likewise this Gajendra was helpless. But crocodile was fully in control because he's a water animal. He know exactly how to deal with the waves of water. So he caught hold of him, and his friends and relatives and family of Gajendra, they tried to pull him by catching his tail, by catching his behind hind legs. They tried to escape him for a long time, but they were fearful also. But um, Gajendra himself was trying. It was actually kind of a slope also. Gajendra was completely helpless. The elephant becomes very weak in the slope, because of their heavy weight. So they all left, and Gajendra was left alone. This is a story of Satyuga. Satyuga people would live for 100,000 years. Gajendra kept on fighting with the crocodile for 10,000 years, and he was continuously, profusely bleeding. Now, um, 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 elephant is a herbivore. He eats, all these roots and leaves and all these. And crocodile is a carnivore. So he eats flesh, and he drinks blood. So he was getting the blood, and he was in the water. So he was becoming more and more stronger and powerful. And Gajendra was becoming weaker. As if you notice, Gajendra eyes have tears. Very beautiful picture. Whoever painted it, all glories to their art and devotion. So after 10,000 years, Gajendra found him completely helpless. And what Gajendra did with lot of difficulty, he plucked a lotus flower. It's a heavenly lake, very, very nice lotus flowers. He picked up a lotus flower, and with lot of difficulty, he uplifted his trunk, and he offered to Vishnu. Actually, Gajendra remembered his previous life, that he was Mahad Indradumna. This is the mercy of the Lord. Because in previous life, although he became an elephant, it was not his mistake really, because he was meditating on Vishnu in his heart. He was a devotee of Vishnu. Um, and so he just remembered all the beautiful prayers, and his devotion came back. And he could remember Lord Vishnu in his heart. He became very exalted devotee. And then he wanted to express his devotion. What to do? He's bleeding, complete pain, about to die. He just picked up a lotus flower with a lot of strength offered, and he said, my Lord, whatever you want to do, however you want to deal, it's your desire. But I want to offer a flower to you out of my love for you, to express my devotion to you. Please accept a flower from me. Such a um, simple devotion Gajendra exhibited. When he offered the flower, Lord Vishnu was kind of uh, uh, purchased by that simple devotion of Gajendra. And Lord Vishnu immediately came and released his Sudarshan Chakra to um, um, mm, um, kill crocodile, and so that Gajendra can be saved. And Gajendra offered beautiful prayers. There are prayers by Gajendra to Vishnu. That kind of exalted element Gajendra was. So his story is mentioned as one who approached the Lord out of distress. Now we have only 5 minutes. The second uh, example is one who was searching for the Lord out of wealth. This story I'm not going to describe in detail. Um, some other time maybe, but there's a story of Maharaj Dhruva. He was 5-year-old child who was the son of Mother Suniti. Mother Suniti was the wife of the king Uttanapad, who was the grandson of Brahma. So basically, very exalted position. In short, um, the king of the planet Earth was Uttanapad, and Dhruva wanted to sit on the lap of his father. Um, he, um, mm, but his stepmother, she chastised Dhruva that because you are not born from my womb, this is a sign of pride actually. Because you are not born from my womb, you are not attract. You cannot sit on the lap of your father. And Uttanapad was kind of henpecked. Henpecked means servant of his second wife because she was beautiful. What made him henpecked is because he was getting some sense gratification from his second wife. So he was Godas in a way, means servant of his senses, and because of which he lost his discriminating power of what is right and what is wrong. Mm. Um, that's what made him henpecked, and he did not say a word because he did not want to displease her for obvious reasons. So this made Dhruv Maharaj, because he was also a Kshatriya, he became very angry, and um, he left home on the instruction of his um, um, mother Suniti, who told him that why are you crying? And he said, I want a kingdom greater than my great grandfather. My father is very puffed up because of um, his kingdom, because he is the king. I don't only want a kingdom greater than him, but my grandfather Brahma is very famous for his kingdom, Satyalok, Brahmalok. I want kingdom bigger than him also. And Dhruv Maharaj left to worship Vishnu in Vrindavan, in Vrindavan. And on the way he met um, Narad Muni. Narad Muni said, "Child, what happened? I want a kingdom greater than my Brahma. Why? Because my father didn't let me sit on his lap." Narad Muni smiled. Narad Muni said, Beta, go home. You are a child, 5 year old. Why are you taking things so seriously? Things happen. Do not worry. And um, 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 and Narad Muni said, well, if you can help me, good. If you cannot help me, please don't distract me. Please get aside. Narad Muni understood and saw the sincerity in Maharaj Dhruva, and he said, go and worship Vasudev by chanting the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And in 6 months, Dhruv Maharaj saw Vishnu face to face by chanting the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is an example of a person who approached Krishna or Vishnu for wealth. Okay, so I think it's time. Let me take one more minute. There are no stories in the rest two cases. These are the sages who are inquisitive. They may be yogis, jnanis, and they are not necessarily bhaktas, but they are inquisitive to hear from pure devotees about the value and purpose of life. So these sages come under the who are listening from Sutta Goswami, they are an example of inquisitive. And the last is one who is searching for knowledge. Now, the difference between inquisitive and searching for knowledge is those who are inquisitive, they don't really know um, who is God, how to worship God, um, and they have material desires. They have material desires, but they are just curious to make spiritual progress. They see they are inspired, they want to go forward. But the person who is searching for knowledge, he's kind of liberated person. He has no material desire, but he is now looking more understanding of who the Supreme Lord is and how to worship. So the one in knowledge is most advanced because he has no material desires. But other who is distressed, they have a material desire. Who are looking for wealth, they have material desire. Who are inquisitive, they also have material desire. But inquisitive people are not practicing because they want to fulfill material desire. It's just their life, they have material desire, but they are practicing because they just want to know and they want to progress. That's why those who are inquisitive are further advanced than those who are distressed and those who are in need of wealth. But person in search of knowledge are most advanced because they have no material desire. They just want Krishna. So four kind of people who turn to God: distressed, who want wealth, who just want to progress spiritually, and those who are searching for God. And we will end here. Just I want to show you this slide. If you see the first person, he is kind of with the kids, he's kind of distressed for something. Then the second person is in need of wealth. Then the third person is inquisitive, and the fourth person is like they are turning to Krishna because he's looking for knowledge. Okay, now any question? Otherwise we I'm good to stop at this point of
Prabhuji, just one question. The king Indriyumna, we referred as Gajendra, is he the same king associated with Lord Jagannath?
time. No, they are different, Prabhuji. Indradumna is very common name in Vedic culture. Many people had the name Indradumna. Any other question?
Prabhuji, we finished A, right?
We did not finish.
We didn't finish A.
We have 3 verses that we will cover the next week.
So we finished till 4.17, Prabhuji.
We have to begin from 7.7.
Sorry, 7.17. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
to
we have to
begin.
begin. Okay, Prabhuji. So I'll
Thank-
mark it. Yes, Prabhuji.
All right. Very grateful to all of you for joining. My pranams to all of you. Patitanam Vaishnaveभ्यो Anantapati Vaishnaveभ्यो. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Dhanavad Prabhu.